Well, hello, friends and neighbors. John, your whiskey neighbor here, and welcome to the Nook. It's Sunday. I'm going to shoot some samples. We're getting a little bit closer to St. Patrick's Day, so all four of these are some Irish samples. Plus, it's Family Day weekend, so it's a holiday tomorrow. I thought, you know what? I can handle four samples today with you guys. So, when you come back, we're going to talk about Teeling Single Malt, then Tyrconnell 15-year Madeira finish, then the Temple Bar 14-year Malbec finish, and Dunville's 12-year, I think it's PX finish. So these are four. They're Irish whiskeys, but they're all Irish single malt. So if you've got a little Irish, why don't you pour some and come on back.
3, 4.
All right, thanks for staying with me. So the first two are from Andy, thank you, and the last two are from Dark Cloud Whiskey. You guys are all the best. So I'm going to start with Teeling Single Malt. Now, Teeling Single Malt is unchill filtered, 46%, and finished in like everything. I can never remember. I know there's some sherry. I think there's some port. I think there's some Cab Sav. And there might even be some Madeira in this as well. So it's sourced. This, I know they make their own, but this one I believe is sourced, and it's an Irish single malt finished in a variety of X wine. It's quite a welcoming nose. It's nice and fruity, and from orchard fruits to, maybe I often get just a little bit of stone fruit, like a light peach or an apricot, something in that. Strong on the palate. Sláinte. That is a nice start. The fruiting is balanced with a little bit of oak spicing, a little bit of what is that Christmas? Maybe a bit of nutmeg, something like that. So a little bit of nutmeg, lots of fruit. It's got a bit of backbone. There is some oaking in there that I like. This Teeling single malt is great. I really enjoy it, and if you're looking for a nice expressive Irish, now it's a little bit harsh on some of the edges. There's a couple of blemishes for it, but it's just a great, dependable Irish single malt that I certainly enjoy. Okay, going on to Tyrconnell single malt. Tyrconnell, especially the 15-year-old, this I'm sure is still out of the Cooley distillery. I believe that Kilbeggan is now producing Tyrconnell, but this is the 15-year Madeira cask finish. Let's try it on the nose. Oh, also fruity, cut pear. Coming back to this, there's a little bit of nice sourness in here. Whereas here, yeah, a little bit of light chocolate, vanilla. Well, a nice inviting nose. Let's try it on the palate. Sláinte. Still going with that fruit profile. Again, pear, light apple. But there is a little more. I don't know if it's more oak that I'm picking up as chocolate, but there's a little something in there. Maybe a little light citrus that I'm getting that I wasn't quite getting on the Teeling. It's nice. It's nice. It's in this Irish single malt, little lighter, a little more fruit forward. But there's something in here that's a little woody or a little backbone that I wasn't quite getting in the Teeling. It's a little different, but I like them both. So this is the Temple Bar 14-year Malbec cask, 43%. And I don't know enough about the Temple Bar. I've seen it. I haven't bought bottles from them, but as I understand it, it's a bar is it in Dublin where they have a long history of blending and making their own unique Irish blend. So I don't know what's in here. I don't know even where it comes from, like the distillery, but let's give it a try. Oh, whereas as there were clear similarities and a little bit of difference, this is very different for me on the nose. This has something like yeah, with the fruiting one, but now I've got oak or chocolate or sour grapes. Interesting, dusty. Yeah, there's a very different note on it, like markedly different. These two were quite similar now that I'm trying this. Let's try it on the palate. Slancha. Wow. I'm definitely getting, could be just a sample. And I just poured it in here, give it a try, but it's must musty, but not musty like musty oak sometimes is sherry. It's like musky, like locker room musk, which is a weird thing to say about whiskey, like really weird. But what a unique, maybe really ripe melon, um, soured something. It could just be the sample, but it is really unique. I need to try another sip. And there, a little bit of creaminess, a little bit of nice mouth coating feel, but there's something unique about the like really like a dusty old wine, I guess. Maybe it's the Malbec that's treating this little heavy and very unique. I think would totally stand out in a tasting. Okay, let's wrap up this Irish flight with Dunville's 12-year, I think PX finish. This is 46%. Now these guys have their own distillery, but I'm quite sure this is still sourced. Is it Xville? I should have looked that up, but I did, I've heard about it and I am interested. I don't think this is their liquid yet though. Oh, especially chasing after this sample, the very sweet, nice fruits. Let's try this sweeter, fruitier dram on the palate. Slancha. So some expressive sherry, or I think it's PX, right? Yeah, nice sugars, sweetness, a little bit of raisin, a little bit of yeah, sultanas. This some spicing, some Christmas cakes, but this is a real delight. Coating well, lots of flavor. This is probably my favorite dram up here. So what an interesting journey. And thank you again to Andy and Dark Cloud for these samples, where these two were somewhat similar. This probably stands out as my favorite of the tasting here. It's just first thoughts. I'm gonna sip it a little more critically and relax with it this holiday weekend. The Temple Bar just stood out as just unique. I hope that's characteristic of the whiskey and not just the sample. Sometimes you're pouring samples, you get a little bit of a one thing, but it is got some kind of unique husky dusty wine going on in there, which is pretty cool. But certainly I would say here that this is my favorite. Then I'm probably going to go all the way over to the most affordable up here, which is the Teeling Single Malt. I think this has a lot of layers and a lot to offer. And then I don't want to put this last, but it's just wild in this moment. Thanks for joining me here. If you're again thinking of, hey, St. Patrick's Day, I want to get an Irish, maybe this gives you some thoughts. If any of those notes align with what your palate might like, then my job is done. Thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend and a good week coming up.